Oh, say does that.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K. Bandstand coming into tonight. Both of these teams are struggling to stay healthy. You can really feel for them and how they've had to navigate this.
Yeah, Kevin, it's difficult. Look, you hear the term all the time, next man up. That all depends on who you're replacing. The great players in this league, there's no next man up at their level. For the short term, you can get by, but in the long term, while others may have a chance to step up and make a name for themselves, from a team standpoint, it's going to be tough.
It is challenging for sure. Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Richardson is out there with Vincent. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Primo in at the shooting guard position. Now here's James. This one for three. It's hauled in by Richardson. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Well, Kevin, Los Angeles' head coach gave me a few minutes. Obviously, they're trying to limit the damage Luka Doncic inflicts, and that's at the front of his mind. He said, Luka is going to get his. We can't stop that, but we can't let him set up everyone else for easy ones. If the whole team gets involved, we're cooked. We're going to make it work for every assist out there. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. Pass to Vincent. Over to the left wing. Primo, the pass to Richardson. Oh, drew the foul and almost hit the three-point. But he'll go to the line to shoot three.
Yeah, you hate to give up.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more
previous plays, 2 minutes are allowed to review the play.
The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay.
After the review, the ruling on the floor is overturned.
Something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Floats one. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. They are tearing through the league right now with 15 wins in a row.
Well, just to be able to be on the call and see these guys in person is a real treat. They've been the talk of the NBA during this streak. The question now becomes, can they sustain the focus and level of intensity? They are looking quite comfortably in control, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Here's Primo, nailed from three-point land.
Primo.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Wearies it from three-point range. And it's 9 points for the great one.
All these threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
To the wing on the left. Vincent, the pass to Richardson. Denver passing it around. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's the triple. Powell pulls it in. The Lakers on offense. They're on a 12-3 run. There's the lob to Jackson. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And what a way to start this game, dominating at both ends of the floor.
Obviously, guys, brilliant coaching, a perfect game plan.
Brunson against Doncic. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Creating space, Doncic will move defenders around.
And looking back, Coach, how great was it to see the Nuggets win their first title back in 2023?
One of the great NBA stories, Kevin. It was huge. It was a moment years in the making. That championship meant so much to the city of Denver and its fans.
Richardson the pass to Primo. There's the three. Richardson no luck.
Well, he certainly had trouble finding the mark this quarter.
To the inside. Here's Powell. No good on that one. Good work defensively by Richardson. And so Doncic will bring it up for the Nuggets. 9-point game. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And it just seemed to me they wanted it more. I mean, you look at the second chance buckets. Didn't play a whole lot of up and back. I mean... They stayed with each shot, grabbing the rebound, converting when they could.
There has been a lot of discussion about the length of the NBA season, GA. Do you think 82 games is the right number?
Well, I do. It's worked well for over 50 years, so why change it? And if we do change it, it affects records and how we compare the game across Europe.
Powell with a screen on Richardson. James, an amazing finish with a hand right in his face. James has got 11 points.
Well, they just need to keep getting him the ball. He has been terrific this year.
Doncic passes to Waters. Great D that time from Powell.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Powell sets a screen for James. Pass to Powell. Kicks it out to James. Now Carter puts up a three. And it's Primo with the rebound. Now Doncic. 13 feet away. And good that time. Primo's got his second basket.
Excellent at dishing the rock. Luka with the nice feed.
James looking it over. Latrey drills the three-pointer. 14 points for him.
Crushing it right now. They've done an excellent job of spacing the floor.
Yeah, we thought this might be the case. You see a few of those go through the net, it becomes contagious.
And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Well, that's already his second foul, and that puts the coach in a tough position.
And the Lakers making a change here. Tatum's checked in. Richardson, no luck.
Well, he hasn't made a shot, and his team is losing. Time to find another solution.
Pass to James. Here's Brunson. Yes, it's James picking up the assist.
And the defense looks soft early on. They've got to sum it up. A little more sense of urgency.
Richardson outside. Carter pulls it in.
Now, he hasn't been great this quarter. The coaches need to try to figure out a way to get him going.
And James picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively. And
the ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
The Nuggets trail by 12. Pass to Waters. Doncic with it. Now Richardson. Here he goes, and he makes good on the layup.
A ragged start for him offensively, but he'll take it. That brings him to 1 of 8 from the field.
Now here's James. Fires for 3. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Back to Doncic. Over Carter. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Doncic has got 6 points.
Oh, nice touch on Luka's mid-range there. The product of a lot of practice time and natural talent.
And here's James outside. And again, it's the Lakers from deep.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this league.
Pass to Vincent. Doncic with it. And James pulls it down.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way. Wow, unconscious has he been this quarter. They're riding that hot hand.
Here's Richardson. Over James. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Very aggressive in terms of looking for his shot. 9 attempts already, but only able to knock down 2.
It's hauled in by Richardson. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. They trail by 14. Richardson outside. And it's off from three-point range.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
James kicks to Tatum. Back to James from outside the arc. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
And Stan, as he enters his prime, Jason Tatum is shooting to become the face of the NBA.
Yeah, and Kevin, he knows winning is the key. For a star player on a great team, learning that balance, when to take over and when to set up your teammates, is a big part of it.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Thunder was outstanding. He scored an amazing number of points, and so much of that damage he does is from long range. The stats he put up were amazing. He knew nobody could slow him down, and he went to work. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. It'll be interesting to see, Greg, how much of that performance carries over to tonight.
And, Kevin, different scenarios call for different measures. I'm sure he'll just try to provide whatever they need for the win.
Well, I'm sure he's coming in with a lot of confidence after last game. He wants to have a repeat performance here tonight.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Down low. Here's Richardson. Great D that time from James.
I mean, come on. That's a shot you expect him to make.
Powell with the screen. The drive by James. Tatum on the wing. Defended by Vincent. He gets that one. And the Lakers lead by 18.
Yeah, we're seeing some fireworks from them already.
Yeah, I mean, this is exactly how you want to start a game, with a big offensive push. Well, if they can come back and take the lead, this will be because he's carrying it. This quarter's been all about him and his offense.
And James gets it to go.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
51 seconds left here in the first quarter. Richardson dishes to Doncic. Over James. And it's Doncic missing.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Powell with a screen on Doncic. Trains it from beyond the arc. That's now 32 points for the Great One.
Guys, he's been a one-man air raid coming at them time and time again.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
And the rejection by James.
Wow, his shooting woes continue, and it's weighing down this offense.
Up in time. Wow, huge buzzer beater.
I did not think he was going to get that off in time.
He released it just in the nick of time. What a shot.
And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers riding high with a 23-point lead heading into the break. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. We'll get right back to the action when we return. With some changes. Powell, he's checked in for Antetokounmpo, and James subbed in for Jackson. And Denver with a change here too. Primo's checked in. Monk against Suggs. Here's Primo. He's got 5. Here's Waters. Oh, and it looks like that's going to be a goaltending call. Yep, that's it. So they'll get the basket. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
So on the floor for Denver, they've got Vincent, Malik Monk out there with Hart, and it's Waters in at the center, locking down the middle. Here's Primo. He picked up 12 points in their last win against Phoenix.
Look, he kept finding ways to get to the free throw line. He knew the other team couldn't stop him, so he just continued to punish them at the line.
And they pick up 2.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And for a power forward, he can sure get up. I mean, because of that leaping ability, it kind of offsets his height disadvantage. And after that great first quarter from three-point range, he has finally come back to earth.
And here is Monk. Nothing on the board. Pass to Waters. Hart kicks to Monk. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Waters. The rebound by Jason Tatum. And so James will bring it up for L.A. They want to keep rolling here following the win against the Thunder.
I like their aggressiveness in that one. No one's going to give you anything. You've got to go out and take it.
Well, those are the kinds of performances you hope carry over into some momentum for this one.
Hart the pass to Monk. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. James has got his 6th rebound on the night. The 3. And there's Suggs on the assist by James. Suggs has got 5 points in the quarter.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And here's James outside. Here's Reynolds, and he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
Monk, the pass to Primo. Back to Monk. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Ring shot on the way. The rebound by James. James has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Here's the 3. It's rebounded by Waters. Waters got 4 rebounds now tonight. From past the arc. Connects from three-point range. Primo's got 8.
Well, he can beat you in a lot of ways. Very challenging to defend.
From deep, James. And it's Denver with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the 3. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Primo, the pass to Monk. Takes the 3. And Reynolds pulls it down.
Well, the defense catches a break there. You expect him to make those.
From deep, James, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jalen Suggs. That is his first foul of the game. And the Lakers with some changes. Jackson, he's checked in for Tatum. Carter comes in for Reynolds. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Suggs. The drive by Doncic. And Doncic throws it down.
And I love how Doncic reads the floor, varies his pace, and uses every trick in the bag to get where he wants to go.
Denver's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%, but they've continued to let them fly. It's in the bucket for his 4th field goal. Shooting at a 4 of 9 clip.
And showing he's got a few tricks up his sleeve there. Doncic's handles are very impressive.
And here's James outside. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession. And there's Supreme Dreams. Very happy to be seeing the Lakers winning.
And he's a huge NBA fan, and he puts out some really funny basketball-related content as well.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Richardson, he's checked in for Cook. And Vincent subbed in for Shaw.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
From deep, James, a three-pointer is right on target. James has got 45 points.
Well, he's had a night. This team feeds off of his energy, and every time they've needed a bucket, he's delivered.
The shot by Primo, no good. The Lakers shooting it quite well, 52% from the field in the second quarter. Outside, James. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Here's Primo, defended by Carter. Richardson gets a wide-open look. Sinks the three-pointer. Richardson's got 13 points.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
Jackson, a screen on Richardson. And a deep 3 from James. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Primo, the pass to Doncic. Ensign with it. Guarded now by Jackson. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. The Nuggets have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. A free throw drops for Vincent.
Shooting for Denver, Vincent.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. The Lakers shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. Pass to Carter. And here's Brunson. That's in there. Carter with the assist. He's got 8.
Just a reflexive move by Brunson, putting complete trust in his mechanics.
And they double up Doncic. Richardson for 3. The Lakers with the rebound. Powell's got rebound number 8 now on the night. James outside for 3. And another three for the Lakers.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the result.
And so Doncic will bring it up for the Denver Nuggets. Pass to Primo. Vincent with it. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Phoenix.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
From deep, James. Denver grabs the miss. Primo's got his 5th rebound in this one. Over in the corner, Vincent for 3. The offensive rebound. 3-pointer. Unable to get that one. And a deep 3 from James. And he got that one up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's the Los Angeles Lakers up by 33 points as the buzzer sounds. A huge lead for them. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. And we'll be back with you shortly.
Welcome to halftime, folks. Before we talk about the game, let's check out who won Player of the Month in both the East and West. In the East, Ja Morant.
Well, you watch Morant, he gives you the sizzle, he gives you the steak, and he'll give you the sauce.
And let's talk now about that first half. What a commanding start for the Lakers.
So, if you've been around this game, you see the trends. What they're doing tonight, that's how a bunch of teams are being built, playing outside in as a viable.
And that concludes halftime. Now time to send it over to Kevin Harlan as the game's about to resume.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You look at James, what a contribution.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
We've got Jalen Brunson. Jackson is out there with James. Then there's Carter, and it's Powell in at the center position. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. And got it! Another basket.
And here we go again. Another spectacular night for him.
You love the challenge he's taking on, don't you? Trying to reach the 5th most 50-point games in a single season. I mean, just incredible. They set the pick. Here's Primo, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Primo's got 11 points.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a 3-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Launches a 3. The rebound by James. James has got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Fires from deep. It's rebounded by Waters. Waters got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Primo, the pass to Waters. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. 8 points for him.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
From deep, James. That falls. Nice feed that time from Brunson. 54 points for the great one.
Look, in that first half, he was hot from beyond the arc. And that's now his 2nd in this half.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. Good on the triple.
Their 3-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
Lakers passing it around. Here's James. Brunson scanning the floor. James misses. Denver's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Waters, great positioning on the putback.
Well, he's playing great tonight, but not quite well enough to carry the entire team. They need to find some other contributors.
The drive by James, and the shot goes in. James has got 56 points in the game.
Well, it's easy to see why they continue to call his number. He's delivered, and he's the leading scorer in this game.
Offensive rebound. Doncic, no good. Lakers have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Three-pointer, and he drops it in. Just a pretty release there from James. James has got 59 points. Nuggets have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Doncic. That doesn't go either for Doncic. LA's gotten the three-pointer to fall to the tune of 50% here in the third quarter. They've made 3 of 6. Here's James. That's tipped. Now Vincent. He's got 5. Shoots the 3. Powell pulls it in.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
James finds Brunson. Back to James. It's hauled in by Richardson. Richardson's got his 4th rebound in this one. Pass to Waters. Shoots over Powell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. You coached Stan at various levels for 30 years. How has the transition been to the broadcasting business?
Well, Kevin, it's been great because of people like you and because I'm undefeated.
Right. But you miss the aftermath when there's at least a score sheet. There's a scorecard that says win or loss.
I do miss that. There's no question. I miss the competition. I miss the camaraderie of building toward a result. But I've started to get some of that in broadcasting as I've gotten to know my partners better.
Now it's great being your partner.
Likewise.
The drive by James, and it's good. 2 points. James has got 13 points here in the second half alone. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. And the basket by Waters.
Just a super unselfish guy. Doncic is all for getting his guys going. Enjoys setting the table.
Basket counts. 63 points for the great one.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
And it's Doncic missing.
He just doesn't look like himself this quarter. Something's missing.
Yeah, and sometimes guys just start pressing. The best thing for him is to just slow it down and concentrate on solid shot selection.
And the basket by Waters.
And boy, he's really in a groove. Dominant performance last game. Same thing this time out.
Yeah, for sure. He is just oozing confidence. Thinks every shot is going in. They should just keep running sets for him.
Here's Richardson. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Outside, James. Again, the miss by the Lakers. The Nuggets have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the third quarter. Here's Richardson. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Carter's got his 4th rebound in this one. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by James. Looking now at some numbers for him.
And, guys, it hasn't been pretty for him in the past 5 games. He's having one of those scoring slumps that all players go through at some point in the season. But I know he hadn't lost his confidence, and I expect this young man to get after it here tonight.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Powell. Tatum comes in for Jackson. Reynolds is checked in for Carter. And it's Suggs in for Jalen Brunson. Trains the three-pointer.
Look, this guy is clearly on a heater from deep. If you're the defense, you cannot allow him to shoot it from out there.
Pass to Waters. Inside. Here's Richardson. Great D that time from James. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
Well, he had just enough breathing room to sink that layup. The defense was there, but not quick enough.
Denver's gone a less than productive 2 of 6 from three-point land in the second half. Here's Shed. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got 6 assists in the game.
Well, the defense gave that away. He's a skilled shooter who you have to contest at the arc.
James has a 2-pointer. Rebound by the Nuggets. Waters got 9 rebounds now tonight. To the middle. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
Yeah, this is when they need to lean on him more. Get him the ball and let him build some momentum.
James outside. And a miss there on the triple. Denver's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Doncic outside. No good on the 3.
Well, his shot selection's been poor. If I were coaching this team, he'd be sitting next to me.
And here's James outside. And the 3-ball is good.
Well, they keep going to it, and he keeps delivering.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
And it's Doncic missing.
Well, it's just not been his night. He's finding good looks, but they're just not falling.
Nice shot by James.
Tossing the pass to the interior. That's what you want to do. Get into the paint.
Richardson outside. Back to Doncic. Lets the 3 fly. That doesn't go either for Doncic. The Lakers shooting 45% from the field since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Picked him clean. Vincent with it. Now guarded by Tatum. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Excellent on both ends of that play.
Yeah, the steal was sharp, but the slam topped it off.
And that is why you want to run off turnovers. Get down the floor before the defense is set. Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
Pass to Shed. Here's Vincent. He's got 5. And the dunk by Doncic.
And sometimes the defenses sleep on Doncic's ability to elevate. He is capable of throwing it down.
Antetokounmpo trying to break loose. Luka Doncic grabs the miss. Doncic has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Vincent with it. And they get some nice contributions from him on a nightly basis as he averages over 11 points a game. Waters can't get it to go. They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
Lays it in off the breakaway. Waters got 14 points here in the second half.
Well, there's no question he's carrying the load in this quarter, but he's going to need some help.
And here's James outside. It's hauled in by Doncic. Doncic has got his 5th rebound in this one. Pass to Vincent. From deep, Richardson. And Reynolds pulls it down.
No doubt the fight's there. They are trying to battle back, but he's just really struggling this quarter.
And here's James outside. And again for 3. He's really sniping him from outside.
Locked in, feeling confident in that 3-point shot. Just no resistance on the inside. That's their 5th consecutive make in the paint.
Richardson against James. Lets it go with a 3. And another one falls.
81 on the night. Channeling his inner Mamba right now.
There is no slowing this guy down. He is on fire. Pass to Richardson. Now Vincent. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. And Doncic gets it to go.
Yeah, and after not making any triples in the first half, that's his 2nd since the break.
James outside. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 3 assists now in this one.
And after really leaning on that 3-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Pass to Waters. And it's blocked, and he keeps control of the ball. James outside. A 3-ball. No good on the last second attempt there. And so it's Los Angeles with a 34-point advantage heading into the break. The three-point shooting has come fast and furious to the tune of what has become a big-time blowout in progress. Right back after this break. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Well, it's one of the core parts of the game. Reading the defense and creating an easy bucket for your teammate. That is pretty.
And there may not be... Los Angeles with some changes. James comes in for Duncan. And it's Reynolds in for James. The Nuggets making a switch here. So on the floor for Denver. Vincent is out there with Richardson. And it's Nikola Jokic. Then there's Doncic. And it's Primo in at the shooting guard.
Yeah, there's really no excuse for missing that one. That's just a blown opportunity.
Pass to Richardson. Fires the three. The Nuggets with another miss.
Well, 3 triples in the first half, but he seems to have gone cold from distance since the break.
They could use a bucket. Drills it from outside.
A late reaction defensively. He quickly takes advantage, grows their lead.
Yeah, look, the truth is, he doesn't need much space anyway. But that one was too easy.
Primo, the pass to Doncic. From deep, Richardson bangs home the trifecta.
Yeah, and when you're hit, you gotta hit back.
A bit of a duel going on between them. Came down the floor looking for immediate payback.
And it's James missing. The Nuggets shooting 38% from the field, a pretty weak showing for them. Vincent, the pass to Jokic. No good on the shot. And here's James. He'll bring it up for the Lakers. Into the lane. And another one.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition. Pass to Richardson. I've heard some talk about this idea, Stan. What do you think about adding a one-on-one tournament to the All-Star Weekend?
Wow, Kevin, I love that idea. And if you could get the better players to play, I think there would be some serious interest in that from fans and some great competition among the players.
We see it every night in the NBA. That's what we all crave for, right? We want to see the biggest names against each other.
Yeah, every night we want to see the best players one-on-one against the other great players in the league.
Doncic outside. It's Richardson on the wing. The shot's good on the assist by Doncic. Richardson's got 21 in the game.
And he's on his way to putting up a big three-point total.
And here's James outside. And it's Denver with the rebound. Vincent's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And stolen by James. Beyond the arc. And good. He hits it again. That's 91, an incredible feat.
This is just flat out insane.
Doncic passes to Richardson. They double him with James. Here's Doncic. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
This is as good as it gets from the charity stripe here in the second.
Shooting for Denver, Luka Doncic.
And the first one comes.
The all-around game of Doncic is impressive. A walking triple-double threat every night.
Carl, he's checked in for Reynolds. And a switcher also for Denver. Waters is checked in. James against Richardson. Outside, James. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Richardson's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Benson with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Waters drops it in from 11 feet. Waters got 4 points now in the quarter. Los Angeles has gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the 4th and been successful 3 times. James gets the bucket. Here's Primo. The NBA has always been a star-driven league, Greg, and that's reflected in team strategies now more than ever before.
It is. All over the league, teams now building their systems around their stars, surrounding them with complementary players and running the offense through them as much as possible.
Now Vincent. Richardson outside. Here's Primo. Back to Richardson. 5 to shoot. Misses the 3. Now here's James. He's tightly guarded. Takes a 3. And good! There's another. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
Here's Primo. Some room here for Richardson, and nothing is falling for him right now. James against Doncic. James with the bucket.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for him right now.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Jalen Suggs. That's foul number 2 for him.
The 4th team foul.
1:57 left in the 4th. And here's Doncic from the arc. It's hauled in by Carl.
Well, that's what the defense has to do. Make that shot as uncomfortable for him as possible.
Stan, we've exported so much corporate basketball knowledge overseas. Remember when Fratello and you and your brother Jeff would go over there and have these clinics and teach the coaches the game. And they've taken that knowledge clearly and run with it.
No, I think that definitely happened when those guys went over. I think now it's sort of going the other way in large part. I know that all of us in the league now study what the great coaches in Europe are doing, and there's a lot of them, and the game is different, but they incorporate a lot of different concepts. I don't know a staff in the league that isn't...
And that one goes incredible.
We're bearing witness to one of the great scoring seasons of all time.
Greg, he's delivering night in and night out. Great games and nearing 3rd all-time for scoring in a season.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Lakers.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And words can hardly describe the way these guys have come out game after game after game and been dominant facing both conferences. When they hit the 72-win mark, we thought it couldn't continue. And when they rewrite the record books once more, we'll say, wow, we were glad we watched it all. What a team.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for the Great One.
Well, that work he's shown on the glass has been spectacular. You love to see that as a coach.
Guys, you never know what you'll see when you're watching Luka Doncic. His offensive creativity is through the roof.
Took him no time at all on that one.
Inspired tonight. They fought hard and at crucial points just made the plays.
Yeah, they saved their best basketball for this home stretch, and they certainly earned this one.
Wow, through the contact, and that three almost went in, so he'll go to the line for 3 free throws.
The team is in the penalty. At the line for the Nuggets.
And he sinks the second.
Taking 3 shots.
Makes it, and he continues to shoot well from the line. There's 14 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's James driving to the basket. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist.
Impressive job by the players, coaches, and don't discount the impact of these fans.
No, I'd be lying if I said the crowd doesn't have an impact. It's certainly felt from the head coach all the way down.
And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance.